Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing Tomodachi Life Living the Dream after one full day of playing it. I know it's not exactly been a full day. The only reason I'm saying this now is because the chances are I'm going to be not making a video much later than what I'm doing now. So, yeah. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. So, this is also not my video, I'm just using another video that I can use as background. Let's start off with the differences between the demo and the full game. There was a bit of an issue. Once I transferred my data from the demo to the full version, everything just stopped. So like, even though I'm in the full game, apparently you're supposed to unlock the clothing store before you can do anything. Or like add more Miis after you have 3, which I can understand is kind of fair enough. They don't want you just spam add Miis immediately. You have to unlock more buildings and stuff. But I was just stuck there. Nothing happened. So it ended up to the point where I had to start again, and I had to delete my save data for Tomodachi Life Living the Dream in settings and Tomodachi Life Living the Dream demo. So yeah, I had to start fresh. It wasn't that hard. It only took me like an extra 5 minutes to get through everything again, back to where I was at. And then once I made the 3 Miis, then we got the clothing store, and I was able to continue on. But yeah, I just added the same 3 Miis that I had before, so it wasn't like a big deal or anything. How am I finding the game so far? The only issue that I really have with the game is I am enjoying it, don't get me wrong. The only problem I have with it is the fact that the pacing of the game is still pretty fast, which I think was the problem with Tomodachi Life 1. You just kind of unlock everything pretty quickly. I've been playing the game for a day now, and I've pretty much unlocked all the buildings. Like, I don't really think there is much else I am going to unlock. I may be wrong for saying that, there may be still a couple more things, but I do feel like everything is just being kind of rushed into, you get through the first 6 hours of the game, and then it's just like, you're already pretty much done with unlocking everything. The one thing I will give it a lot of credit for is you can actually customize your own island. So it's not like you're stuck on a piece of island like what you were in the first Tomodachi Life, where you were just stuck on an island, buildings were there, and that was that. And also it was very 3D. I know Tomodachi Life 1 was 3D, but it was kind of like the actual map itself, there was just nothing on there other than 2D like platforms and stuff that you can access and see who's there. I like the fact that you can drag Miis to each other as well, which is very good, because then you can kind of make it like your Miis are you're able to make other Miis chat with each other, and I do feel like that's very unique. Do I think the game is worth picking up from day one? From what I can see right now, yes. Like I said, it's only been a day since I've played it, but obviously I'm not going to film a video at midnight for an exact day of when it came out, because by that time I'll probably be in bed playing it on my Switch too anyway. However, I love the game. I am falling in love with it a lot. I can customize my island, make sure, you know, like I can make it however I like. I can it keeps expanding over time when you add more Miis and stuff like that. I think the only thing I really need to do now is add more Miis, really. I don't know if I unlock more buildings or whatever yet, but I have unlocked a lot of buildings already, and I spent a solid 3 hours in my bed last night doing all of it, like playing till like 3 in the morning. It was kind of funny because I have already fallen in love with someone on Tomodachi Life. My Mii has fallen in love, but I don't know if that's just to keep you more engaged, that they always do it like the player one, or like the person's Mii itself. But I remember like I I have quite a few Flash characters from the CW show, as I was a big fan of it. I'm not surprised though that quite a lot of people probably would do similar things from their favourite TV shows, or like Nintendo. Sometimes like you got Mario, you got Peach. You know, I've seen a lot of random Mii's around the place. So, do I think that the game has a lot of content? It definitely has a lot more content than Tomodachi Life 1. Like, I will say that for 100% sure. Like, I felt like with Tomodachi Life 1, it kind of just got to a point of where, like, it was just so boring. Like, after like a week of playing, which is why I'm not sure if that's going to happen with this game or not. As it was kind of like you unlocked buildings by doing different accomplishments and things like that. And then, like, really the end of the game is when you have a child with someone and have your own house. But the thing about this is I like the fact that Mii's are always up to something, and they're either in their house, you can customize it. Like, they've brought back a lot of things from the first game, like, you can customize their houses, you know. You've got this new system now, well, I was looking at it right now. It's like a wish system where you can unlock stuff and to give to Mii's, or new apartments and things like that, and I do feel like that is very unique for Tomodachi Life, as it's not really, you know, a thing in the first game. It's just kind of like you unlock everything to give to them after certain levels, but it's very cool thing to see, and yeah, I am really liking the game so far. I think very highly of it, and it's something that I would continue to play over this next week. But I'm also not sure of if if I'm actually gonna enjoy myself, if that makes sense. Like, after a week, like, the reason that it's really cool and stuff right now is because the game's only just released. Right? If the game, like, as it gets older and people kind of get used to the gameplay, it might become very boring. But that's the only thing that I worry about with Nintendo, because they make good games, but it does become very repetitive. So obviously I'm hoping that, you know, it doesn't, but it really depends on how the game continues and progresses. Like I said yesterday, I would make a one-day video like review, and so far I'm really enjoying myself. Do I recommend you picking this game up now? Sure. I would say if you have the money to spare, then it's definitely a game to do. I pre-ordered this a week early so that I could get access to the full game, because there's a few games this year that I really want to play, and those games are really exciting for me. Like, this was one of them. Then we've got Lego Batman: The Legacy of the Dark Knight, and there was something else, I don't remember what it was. But if you've got 50 to spare, like 50 quid to spare in the UK, or it might be $60, I don't know, definitely buy it. I would recommend it as of right now, but in a week's time I will let you know whether I still play the game a lot or whether it's kind of died down for me. But yeah, the only issue I did have was I was up just past midnight and I was expecting it to be available like the second midnight hit, but it wasn't, which was kind of annoying. I don't know what it was, but I had all the data downloaded. But yeah, it's just weird. It told me when I kept checking if the software could be played for the first like 5 minutes. It said no, and then it said, oh, you need to load the virtual game card, which I've already loaded because I've already bought the game and it's already downloaded. I don't know, but anyways, I will be playing a lot more of Tomodachi Life. I will be enjoying myself playing it. I'm just worried, like I said, about the game becoming pretty stale after like a few days of playing it. like, it really depends on how much more you've got to unlock. However, I do feel like it has a bit more of the Pokemon Pokopia like style, not nowhere near as like the grand scale. Like Pokopia is like a very open world kind of game, which I actually grew to love, because I know some people are going to scold me for this, but I'm not a huge fan of Pokemon. I never have been, right? I don't understand necessarily the premise of it, and I don't know if it would really be my thing. But it really depends on the games that I play. I do like open sim games like Tomodachi Life, and and if I'm just being honest, I played the first one for a long time. If you've not watched the previous video, I became obsessed with the game for a very long time, and every day I would put on my 2DS XL or 3DS and I would play it. But now it's kind of like this game right now, what I've got is like, this new one is very addictive. Like, I'm going to be 100% real with you right now. It's like you get that feeling of what's going to happen next. Like, are these Miis going to start getting together, you know? And it's funny because my Miis have already fallen in love. Like, well, me and another Mii have fallen in love. So it was really funny. I'll tell you a bit of a quick encounter. I will be doing videos on Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. I think I've mentioned that, but I want to get through Lego Batman first before I even consider doing that. But the good news is, once I've made like a load more Miis and I have an island, rather than having to make every single Mii, I can just kind of create a new user and just import the Miis that I've already got. It would be a lot easier. But yeah, I am really happy with Nintendo, because this is like one of the only games you can use Miis on. You can argue Switch Sports, you can, but it's like you don't really get to use them with anything. Like, you can just play with them, you don't actually get anything else. However, the other thing is, there is one more game, but that is Miitopia, but that's literally just a copy and paste from the DS or 3DS onto the Switch. So, I mean, I've got a Switch 2, so I always call every game a Switch 2 game, even though it's not, because I have a Switch 2, so I'm sure you guys get the drift of what I'm talking about. But yeah, honestly, I love this game so far. I've added Omni-Man, I've added Invincible, I've added the entirety of like the CW Flash like crew, like actual characters. I've added their characters, not the actors or whatever. And then I've also added Homelander as well from The Boys. I'm excited to add more, honestly. But we'll see how we get on. I've got 10 Miis on my island right now, but I've still got like 60 more Miis that I can put on there. So we'll see how we get on. But honestly, 100%. Sorry guys, 100% recommend this game. Do I think you guys will love it? Absolutely. Like, if you've played the demo and you're interested in this game, yeah, I mean, it's been such a hard wait these past few weeks, because we got the demo, I think, like 3 weeks before release, because then it's like, I've seen a lot of people play through the demo multiple times, because obviously I think it's really only like just over an hour you can get through the game or whatever. But I am very excited to continue playing Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. But let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Are you playing this on Switch 1, Switch 2? I am playing on Switch 2, and I think the only difference is the loading times and probably the resolution. However, for games like this, I don't really think the resolution really matters per se. But yeah, I think the only difference is when you're on the Switch 1 in handheld mode, you can play at 720p, whereas on the Switch 2 you can play at 1080p. But we'll see. I honestly don't really care necessarily about that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Do you think this game is worth it. Would you be interested in playing this game? Or have you already started it? I mean, I assume quite a lot of people have started playing this game. Would I say play this game, every day? Probably. I know for a fact that I am going to be playing this game for a long time, at least for the next few weeks. Even if it becomes a bit stale, I will always go back to Tomodachi Life, living the dream, just to check on my Miis and see what's going on. But like I said, if the game becomes too stale too quickly, then we've got a bit of a problem. And then that's when I will be a bit upset. But we'll see how we get on. I mean, you could argue there's always new things going on with the Miis, and there's always Miis that are going to be attracted to other Miis, and then you're going to want to see that. And sure, I mean, but it was the same with Tomodachi Life 1, and then it kind of became a thing of they always say the same things, and it becomes kind of boring. I will enjoy playing this game for a little while, and the way Nintendo hyped it up, I was really happy with what they gave us. But I do really appreciate the game that they've given us so far, and I just hope they continue with the good work, because Nintendo have actually released quite a lot of decent games recently. One of the games that they released that was really decent was Mario Kart World. I enjoyed that, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. They were banging games in my opinion. Also, Pokopia is pretty good. But we'll see how we get on later on. But we'll just see how things go. But we'll see in a few weeks how the game is going and stuff. But for now, we'll do a 1 week review. But we'll just see how things go with Tomodachi Life. I'm just hoping that Nintendo learned from their mistakes from the first game and actually made different things, because like I said, if things just get stale too quickly, everyone's just gonna it's very hyped right now because it's a very new experience. Well, it's new and old at the same time. There's still elements from the first game, but they have really upped it a notch with the visuals, the actual gameplay. They could have realistically just made a remaster from the first game, and they probably still would have made a load of sales from it, because you know what I mean, it just is what it is. But we'll honestly see. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you do agree with my thoughts, please let me know in the comments, and I wish you all a happy Thursday, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.